Welcome to Code Niche, your gateway to endless knowledge and fun. In this video, we will learn about how we can create a simple yet interesting quiz app design about the solar system. We will create this project using App Lab of code.org, and we will cover the concepts like properties, how to upload images, and many more things. We will complete the coding part in the next video, so stay tuned. Just a heads up, if you like the video, do give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So let's go to the App Lab and get started with the design. Alright, so we are on code.org platform and I have already created the project. And I'm assuming that you have already created the account, but you haven't, or if you need any help in creating the account in code.org, let me know in the comment section and I'll help you out with the video. Now, first of all, to start for making an application, we'll have to make sure that there are some steps that we should know. So first step is basically defining the purpose, that what exactly your application is going to do. Second is what is going to be the design of your application. Third is your coding, what will be the code and how your application is going to function. And the last one is going to be execution, that if it is working properly or not. So we are on the second step, which is designing of the application. So designing is really important because you know this, that if the design is captivating, it's interesting, people often use it more, right? So now I'm going to design the first screen. So you will see to design at the top of the left section, you will see three tabs: code, design, and data. So in coding, we will do the coding, of course. And for designing, we'll have to click on design tab. Right? Now here you will see on the left side, we have the stage where we can see the output of whatever we design, whatever code we do, right? Then the second is toolbox, which is going to help us to add the different elements to build that design, right? And every element will have its own properties. So this is the property section, which is going to help us modify the element as the way we want it, right? So now I'm going to first of all see this. Here is the first property of this screen, that is screen 4, ID. Now, ID are really important. As we go to school, we have our IDs. Same goes with elements also. We have multiple elements in the UI of our application, and we have to differentiate between those elements. So how we are going to differentiate? Using the ID. So the first ID is going to be, of course, start screen. Now here, the background color, we don't need it. We need to make our application look good. So we will choose the images. So let's go to the image property, click on choose. Now I can upload my own assets. I can click, I can go to Google and copy the image and add the URL of it. Or if you want any icons, you can choose it from here. But I'm going to go to the files and let me show you how you upload the file. Just simply click on my files, upload file. It will open your download section, and from that you can just directly get the images. Suppose I want to upload this one, so here it will be uploaded, right? See, it's here, but I have to use the one as we are creating the quiz for the solar system questions. So here I would like to add the solar system, so let's just use this illustration, which looks quite good. Now next thing is that I have to show what is the title of the quiz, right? Otherwise, people will be clueless. So for that, we will use the label element. So this label is a really important element. It helps us to display any text that we want to show on the screen. So here again, this element also have the ID. So I'm going to say label heading because this is what it is doing. It is showing the heading of the application. Text basically means that what you want to show on the screen, right? So I'm going to write a quite good name. That's going to be Sun Quest because we are trying to get the answers, right? Now here you will see, I know it's completely invisible. No, it is a little bit visible, but it's just blending with the background. I don't want that. So first of all, I'll go to text color property and I'll try to change which is to the color which is quite visible. Now, to make it more better, I will go to background. See, you will see two of the sliders here. One is going to be the background color, so you can choose the color. And second slider will help you to change its opacity. So if you move it towards the left, it is gonna make it transparent. So even if you use any background, it won't matter. but we want it to be a little bit visible. So, and I don't like this color. So let me just go back a little bit. And yeah, I think it is a little bit cyan. So yeah, I think it's fine now. Font size needs to be increased because it's quite small and not that much visible on the screen. And here you can just directly make it more whiter. Here, using this arrow, you can increase the width, or if you find it difficult, if you are new to it, you can use the width properties. You can increase from here, increase the height from here like this, right? Now here we have next font family. I usually like Times, so yes, I'm gonna use it, right? Text alignment center, which will bring it to the center, correct? Now I want it to be a little bit curvier from the corners, so for that we will use the border radius. Keep on increasing till you like it, and then just have it here. Sunquest. Still, I think I'm not happy with the color, so yeah, I think I'm fine with it now. Here, this is the Sunquest. Now here, I will just duplicate it because I have to write another text, right? So I'm just gonna duplicate it, and I'm gonna write here okay, need to be a little bit solar. The solar system. Okay. Solar system challenge. Solar system challenge. Uh-oh. Solar system challenge, right? So here it's gonna be like this. As I told you already, you can use the height and width like this, or if you are used to it, you can use the arrows like this. So you'll see the horizontal two-way arrows. So if you drag them, they will help you to increase the width and as well as the height. Now after this, I will need a button because we need to start the game, right? Now I want the same color because I think it is better. So I'll go back to this one of the label. I will copy it from here, Control plus C, and then come to button. Here I will try to change it to the same color, right? So it will be something like this. And let's increase the border radius because it's gonna be fun if we add it just as we have added it here. Font size, you can increase it. Of course, I don't want it to be written button on it, right? It won't make sense. So here I'm gonna say, let's go, right? And of course, don't forget to name it properly, give the proper ID. So I'm gonna say button start. Correct. Okay, so I think I have it, and font family needs to be changed to Times because why not? Everything needs to be in proper sequence. Consistency matters. So you will see that I have a start screen which is looking, I think, good. Now I want to work on the screen, but where this button will take us. So when I click on Let's Go, it will take me to the quiz screen. So let's make that screen. For that, I will click here at the top in the start screen and new screen. Now it's up to you that what images you want. I will give you the images in the description. You can take it from there. So here, screen. So I'm gonna say name it as quiz screen because this is the screen where all the questions will be visible. So I'm gonna choose a simple image for it. I like this Mars one. Okay, I'm gonna take this. It's quite looking like Mars. So here also, I will just simply start writing the questions now, right? So let's make the label again here. Now in this label, we will say quiz, right? So, yep. And yes, it's not visible. I understand that. We will have to fix it, of course. So, yep, I think I will fix it now. Let's increase the font size a little bit. And yes, of course, it's not visible. So, yep, let's take the color as white here. And I think it's quite visible now. Of course, if you want, you can change the background color. So, yes, I'm going to take it again to the blue because I didn't like that one. So, and you know, it's not coming because it's having the background. It's transparent, right? Okay, and then let's make it set. It's going to be the same properties just like we did for the previous, in the previous screen, right? And I don't want this much to be having this much of height. So, yes, quiz. Now, I will be asking the question here, right? So, to ask the question, again, we will use a label, right? So, just increase the label or better, you can delete it also, right? So why don't I duplicate this? Simple, right? Although duplicating is not that good, but yes, here we need to save our time a little bit. So here I'm gonna say label question, right? And here I will have to write the question. So yes, I will have to get the question, but before that I will add 2 of the options which are going to show the answers, right? So here I have one button. Let me edit this button first of all. As you know that I want it to have the same colors just like I used it here. So how about I click on this label and copy this. So you can use Control and C together to copy it, right? So once you copy the color, come back to the button ID, button properties, backspace, Control plus V. So if you do Control V, you will get the color. Now here it is Arial black, which I don't want it, and the text needs to be changed, right? Everything is fine. The border needs to be changed a little bit, just like others. I want it to be consistent, right? Okay. So I think I have one button. Now I need 2 buttons because I'm not gonna give 4 options. I'll only give 2 options, right? Because I really want to add the explanation section also here, because if you give the wrong answer, you should know why your answer was wrong, right? So for that, I will use one more component that is known as text area. So there is a difference between text area and a label. Label can only let you write 1 or 2 lines. But what if you have a text which is more than 2 lines, 3, 4, 5, even a paragraph? How are you going to write it? So for that, we have text area. So this text area will help me to write more text on the screen, which is going to help me to give the explanation, right? So text color needs to be white, of course, and yes, the background color will be the same. So I'm going to go back to any label or a button, click on text area, change the background color of the text area by Control V. And yes, how can we forget? Border radius needs to be a little bit like this. Okay, we have a border width also. It is 1 right now, so you will see the white border around this particular text area. I don't want that. You can just simply do 0 and it will be gone. Quite good, right? Then of course we will need one more button. So instead of creating a new button, I will go to button and then I will just duplicate it from here. And here I'm going to write button ID as button next. And text needs to be changed to next because we need to go to the next question. So now I think I have the design ready. Now let me go and get the question. Alright, so I'm back. Oh, okay, so I have got all my questions. Now I'm going to give you an example of first one and then I will attach all the questions. If you want, you can add your own questions too. It's going to be interesting. So I've got to pick the very simple because that's the first question. So we should keep it simple. So which planet is the closest to the sun? Right? Everybody knows that answer. So I'm going to go to label question section. In the text, I'm going to add which planet is the closest to sun. As you can see, text color, you can definitely write also. So I think it's quite visible now. Here, which planet is the closest to sun? So Mercury. If someone who does not know, if they click on Earth, we will try to explain them what exactly and why Mercury is closest to sun. So here I have the explanation. So I'm just going to copy it, Control C, and then just Control V in the text area. And there you go. So the planet closest to the sun in solar system is Mercury. It orbits the sun at an average distance of about 36 million miles. So I think it's going to be helpful for a person if they read it a little bit. Now here they can scroll it like this because we have the text area. So that's why it's going to be visible on the screen. So this is how it's going to work, right? So what we are planning is that we don't have to create multiple screens for different questions. We can do and change the questions on the screen at the same screen. We just have to do that, right? So I'm going to move to the next screen. Now what happens when you give answers to all the questions? So in that case, you will have to create a new screen, which is going to be called as screen score or score screen, right? Or final screen, something like that. So I'm going to choose the background image. I think I have one, this, right? Quite simple. So here I'm going to use again the label, which is going to be something like, your score is, okay. So you know that the background color is a little bit not visible. So I'm going to just make it more reddish. Or how about make it green, because we have a good score. So let's make it green. I know. Okay. Here, the text needs to be white, because why not? Alright, so here we have to change it to the times, because that has been the text from the starting. So I'm going to change this. I'm not going to change the ID because it's not going to be used in my coding part, right? So we will say your final score is, right? So here, as we know, we will be using code to show this score on the screen, right? So don't have to worry about it. Okay, so here it is. The final score is, and yes, I want to increase the border radius because round looks good sometimes. Okay, and then we will add one more label which will show the why am I taking it if I can duplicate it, right? So here I'm gonna just duplicate it and it makes things easier. So label score, because here I will show the actual score. So in the starting we will keep it empty, and once we get the final score we will use the code in order to show the score achieved by the player. Then of course we will need one button which will take the user to the starting screen. So I will simply write the ID as button home, and here I can simply say home, right? There is one interesting thing. If you want, you can choose a background image, go to icons, and here we have a home icon. So yes, you can use that also. And if I increase the size a little bit, you will see something like this. So instead of writing the text over the button, you can even use the image, right? So yes, this is how it is going to be. How about I make it green? So yeah, I'll just take the color because it makes easy for me to choose the same color and maintain the consistency. So here it is, right? Transparency is little high, so I'm gonna make it more opaque like this, right? And I think it's fine till here now. Okay, so this is my final screen. You can add here gifs, you can add here moving characters also. So this is how we are going to make the design. So here you can add your more screens if you want. You can increase the levels. Like for beginners, it will be very simple questions. We are making this beginner friendly application. But if you like, I would create another video. Just let me know in the comments that I have to create a new video for the next level questions. Everything will be same, just the questions will change, or maybe the designing will be a little bit changed, right? So here in the next video, we will try to see how we can use the same screen to display multiple questions. After you give the correct answer, like if you click on Mercury, the question should change, the options should change, as well as the text area should also be changed. So here we will see it in the next part of this video. So stay tuned.